Hello, everyone. Welcome to the post match live session. I'm Suryakumar Yadav, your host for the day. And today we'll be talking about India versus South Africa match. Well, what a great match it was. India have won it by 8 wickets. Amazing performance by the bowlers, especially Arshdeep Singh. And then 50s by KL Rahul and Suryakumar Yadav. On that note, I'll add Chetan Narula and Akash Biswas to this conversation to talk about more details from this match. So, Akash and Chetan, welcome to this post match live session.
Thanks, Ramya. Hi,
Thank you so
Akash.
much. Hi Chetan, hi Suramya.
Hi. So, Akash, I'll come to you first. You were, charting the whole match very seriously. I want to know what was your reaction when you saw 9 for 5?
Honestly speaking, I didn't see 9 for 5 because the moment I was tweeting 1 wicket, the other was falling. So I was just listening to the commentary when Arshdeep Singh's Juggernaut was there. So it happened in fraction of seconds, like 1.2. Over 1.2, it was Quinton de Kock, and then 1.5, 1.6, Riley Russo and David Miller. And the next over, it was 9 for 5. I मतलब इतना भी मतलब मुझे उम्मीद नहीं थी कि यू नो बहुत ज्यादा या 39 ऑल आउट 40 45 ऐसा कुछ होगा, बट या दस इट वाज अ गुड स्टार्ट टू से, है ना. इंडिया ने बहुत अच्छा एक स्टार्ट लिया था, बट द वे देन केशव महाराज backed up the innings, it was pretty commendable. 106 was a decent score given the start what India got. And ऑब्वियसली अब पिछले सीरीज तक में हम डेथ ओवर्स की बात कर रहे थे. आज के मैच में हमारे बॉलर्स ने वो नौबत आनी ही नहीं दी कि उनको डेथ ओवर्स में थोड़ा सोचना पड़े कि हमें किस किस लाइन और लेंथ में बॉलिंग करनी है. तो इट वाज ऑल इन ऑल इट वाज अ ग्रेट स्टार्ट फॉर इंडिया.
Absolutely. So, Chetan, we can see Arshdeep Singh celebrating here in this picture. What do you have to say about Arshdeep Singh's bowling today?
Wonderful performance, and I think एक respite दिया है उन्होंने Indian team को. Obviously, the Indian team would be feeling confident playing in home conditions. They won the series against Australia. Australia को हराना चाहे किसी भी conditions में हो, it's not very easy. So, but even then, there were some issues with the bowling, and obviously he struggled a little bit in the Asia Cup. So for him to come back and bowl that way, I think he's solved a couple of problems for India. I think he's definitely going to make the starting 11 ahead of Harshal Patel because he has that left arm angle. He can move the new ball a bit and bowl at the depth. So I'm not sure Harshal has all of those qualities. So यहाँ पर, especially with that left arm angle, when you bowl to the right hander or the left hander, even if you move the ball one way, you can be very difficult to play. Or Australian conditions may he can hit that length. So I think Arshdeep has solved a couple of problems because if he was bowling as a new ball bowler ना तो फिर आप 2 ओवर पावर प्ले में करवा के उनसे डेथ में दोबारा बॉलिंग करवा सकते हो. भुवनेश्वर कुमार के ओवर्स को आप बैलेंस कर सकते हो, हार्दिक पांड्या के ओवर्स को बैलेंस कर सकते हो. तो I think he provides a lot more balance to the Indian side, and it was great to see him bounce back and come back the way he has.
Right, absolutely. So, Chetan, you were talking about Harshal Patel, and I would like to go with that point to Akash. When we talk about Harshal Patel, from past quite a few days, it was said that he's not in the right form because he's leaking runs, and we saw it against Australia as well. And now here today, he performed well. Do you have to say that he's in the best of his form, or do you find him a really good bowler going ahead in the matches that's coming ahead with the South African side?
See, I don't think it was the best of his form, but yes, he was gradually getting there. क्योंकि हम सबको पता है he is coming after an injury layoff, और वो जो 2-3 महीने का गैप था वो कहीं ना कहीं उसका इम्पैक्ट हमको ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज में दिखा था. We saw that in the Australia series, but coming to Trivandrum, right from the first game, he picked up 2 wickets. That's a pretty good sign क्योंकि पूरा सीरीज जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट जो सीरीज थी वो पूरा सीरीज उन्होंने सिर्फ 1 विकेट से गुजारा किया है. वो भी फाइनल मैच में आया था आफ्टर गिविंग 99 ऑट रन्स, है ना. 100 से 1 रन कम. but today he was on song and starting the series with 2 wickets is a pretty good sign. हम ये कह सकते हैं कि वो रिदम में वापस आ रहे हैं, and let's see how the next 2 games goes, and after that we can make a pretty good decision about him कि वो अब क्या, मतलब जो आईपीएल में हमने उनका फॉर्म देखा है, उनका उनकी बॉलिंग करने का अंदाज देखा है, द नैक ऑफ टेकिंग विकेट्स इन डेथ ओवर्स, तो वो चीज अगर वर्ल्ड कप आते आते वापस आ जाती है थैंकफुली इस सीरीज के थ्रू, तो इट विल बी अ ग्रेट पॉजिटिव फॉर इंडिया गोइंग इनटू द वर्ल्ड कप.
Right. So, Akash, as you mentioned about Harshal Patel, and we are talking about India's bowling today, let's first talk about Deepak Chahar as well, because he was the one to, start that wicket-taking lead. And Chetan, I would like to come to you first about this point, that how Deepak Chahar is, coming out to be a great bowler for India, and how he will be performing in coming matches. What do you think about his performance from today's match? What he'll be doing in coming matches?
आई थिंक पहले तो ये सोचना होगा ना कि भुवनेश्वर कुमार क्या सोच रहे होंगे व्हेन ही सॉ दिस परफॉर्मेंस फ्रॉम दीपक चहर. दीपक चहर वर्ल्ड कप स्क्वाड में नहीं है. ही इज इन द रिजर्व्स एंड अनलेस सम injury happens, and obviously we don't want injuries to happen to any of the players, but unless some serious injury happens, he's not going to be in the World Cup squad. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar, unki spot jo hai, that is safe. I think that is a very big point for Kumar and also for Chahar. और चहर की जहाँ तक हम बात करें, काफी समय से injured थे, and that perhaps gave the necessary amount of time, the necessary number of matches for Bhuvneshwar Kumar to play, and he was able to regain his fitness and his form, and that's why he made it to the World Cup squad. However, मेरी personal feeling यही है हमेशा से कि if you want to play one of them, you pick Deepak Chahar. I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar is not the bowler he was 2-3 years ago. Deepak Chahar, when fully fit, can perform the same role, and I think he can do it a bit better, especially now, because he's an attacking batsman as well. So I was disappointed to see Deepak Chahar not part of the World Cup squad, especially क्योंकि last year भी वो reserves में ही थे, एशिया कप के लिए भी reserves में ही थे, इस साल के World Cup के लिए भी reserves में ही हैं. तो yeah, and as far as the rest of the series is concerned, I think he will continue to play because he needs that rhythm, that क्योंकि ऑस्ट्रेलिया अगर आप जा रहे हैं, and if there is an injury or anything, if he's called up to the main squad, then he has to be physically or ready and be match fit. So I think we'll see more of the same. But again, the overall selection, I have always been of the opinion that he should have been part of the World Cup squad and not Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Right. Talking about today's match, Akash, Jasprit Bumrah wasn't there. Bhuvneshwar Kumar wasn't there. Did you find their void somewhere or the other in between the match?
I think that void was pretty much, and pretty well covered up in the first 3 overs. जब आप शुरू के 3 ओवर में ही पावर प्ले खत्म होने से पहले ही जब अपोजिशन को आधा आप खत्म कर देते हैं, तो कौन है कौन नहीं है उसका फिर आपको डिफरेंस पता नहीं चल पाता है. And we have been speaking about these two, Deepak Chahar and Arshdeep Singh, but we should also mention what Ravichandran Ashwin has done today. द मोस्ट इकोनॉमिक बॉलर, सबसे कम रन उन्होंने दिया है, और इंक्लूडिंग अ मेडन ओवर, दैट्स प्रीटी मच कमेंडेबल. वहीं अगर हम दोनों टीम्स के स्पिनर्स को कंपेयर करते हैं, तो सूर्य कुमार यादव और केएल राहुल ने जो गियर चेंज किया था, वो हमने देखा कि 9th-10th ओवर के बाद केशव महाराज और तबरेज शमसी के अगेंस्ट ही किया था. तो दैट मीन्स कि हमारे बॉलर्स ना सिर्फ पेसर्स, बल्कि वो 5 विकेट का जो स्टार्ट हमें मिला, दैट वाज कैपिटलाइज्ड वेल बाय अक्षर एंड अश्विन टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द गेम. तो आज कहीं ना कहीं जो, अगर लाइक सुरम्या यू वर सेइंग दैट वॉइड, आई डिडंट थिंक देयर वाज एनी वॉइड, क्योंकि द स्टार्ट वाज गुड, एंड व्हाट स्टार्ट्स वेल दैट एंड्स वेल, तो इट वाज अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ दैट.
Absolutely. Chetan, what do you have to say about it? Did you find any void of that sort?
Um, not for Bhuvi. Like I said, ki Deepak Chahar, for me, was always the pick ahead of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Jasprit Bumrah, I'm a little worried because if you see the reason he's not played today, because he's complained of back pain. If I'm the Indian team management, I would not play him in the remainder of the series. उनको अच्छे से कॉटन वूल में बांध के सेफली कहीं पे स्टोर करके रख दो, सीधा जाके पैकेज जो है ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खोलो आप, ठीक है? उससे पहले पैकेज खोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, एज कंसर्न्स जसप्रीत बुमराह. जहां तक स्पिनर्स की बात है, I would not read too much into it because they had lost 5 wickets, the power play was done, field is spread out, और जब 5 विकेट गिर जाते हैं, 6 विकेट गिर गए थे बल्कि, तो जब आपके इतने विकेट गिर जाते हैं, then you can't really build pressure on spinners who are actually excellent bowlers. India had wickets in hand, even if they scored 17 runs in the power play. And I think Surya and Rahul both were waiting for the spinners to come in because the spinners were not going to get that much purchase from that wicket. It was always going to be about the pacers. Perhaps South Africa should have approached कि भैया ये मैच 16 ओवर में खत्म हो जाएगा या 15 ओवर में खत्म हो जाएगा, and then bowl their 4 pacers or 3 pacers accordingly. So um, I wouldn't read too much into Indian spinners the way they bowled. I don't think Ashwin will start the World Cup in the first playing 11, and but ठीक है, the rhythm is there. You need to improve the way he's getting his opportunity, so he's bowled, and that's good for him.
Absolutely. So now, when we have already talked about the bowlers, it comes to talk about Suryakumar Yadav and KL Rahul, and Akash very well mentioned about both of them. Akash, I would like to come to you. Last time we were talking about KL Rahul's innings, and we talked at length about his innings, that he's not performing well. We also talked about how he's trending on Twitter, that people are saying drop him from T20 World Cup squad and all of that. If today you have to sum up his innings, how will you do that?
See, it was once again, channelizing the energy from one person to another. क्योंकि स्टार्ट तो हमने देखा था इंडिया की कैसी रही थी. रोहित शर्मा गॉन फॉर अ डक, विराट कोहली आर गेटिंग आउट आफ्टर स्कोरिंग जस्ट 3 runs. उसके बाद सूर्य कुमार यादव आते हैं सीन में एंड ही जस्ट स्मैशेस फर्स्ट बॉल 6, द सेकंड बॉल 6, एंड दैट वो मोमेंट था जो जिसने इंडिया की इनिंग्स को कहीं ना कहीं एम्पलीफाई कर दिया. And the energy which Surya Kumar Yadav was playing and the attitude, he just coming into a pressure situation. He is just looking around, smashing the balls, chewing the gum, and behaving like उसके लिए कुछ मुश्किल है ही नहीं. Everything is easy for him in his life. So that's the attitude he carried inside the field. And at a certain stage of the game, the same thing got channelized into KL Rahul. केएल राहुल ने भी बहुत स्लो शुरुआत की थी. इनफैक्ट हमारी शुरुआत स्लो रही और आज हमने अपना लोएस्ट पावर प्ले स्कोर भी खड़ा किया, जस्ट 17 रन्स इन 6 overs. तो इनफैक्ट कमिंग आउट ऑफ दैट एंड देन उसके बाद फिर मोमेंटम को अपने साइड में खींच कर लाना, इट्स अ प्रीटी बिग डील फॉर अस. और सूर्य कुमार यादव ने जिस तरीके से आज इस चीजों को हैंडल किया, ना सिर्फ चीजों को हैंडल किया बट समवेयर डाउन द लाइन ही आल्सो इंस्पायर्ड केएल राहुल टू गेट दोज रन्स. और स्टार्ट ऑफ द गेम में देख के कहीं भी ऐसा नहीं लगा था कि केएल राहुल विल गेट अ 50. तो सूर्य कुमार यादव द वे ही स्टार्टेड हिज इनिंग्स, कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा था या तो ये लंबा खेलेगा या तो जल्दी आउट हो जाएगा. बट वो 70-80 रन्स की जो पार्टनरशिप, क्रूशियल पार्टनरशिप ही कहेंगे, खास जिस तरीके से गेम आगे गया और and ending it in such a pretty way. So yeah, that was the biggest positive from today's game.
Absolutely. So while Akash has already charted down KL Rahul's innings very beautifully, Chetan, I want to come to you and ask about, if you have to sum up Surya Kumar Yadav's innings, how would you do that?
Well, Suramya, I think सूर्य कुमार यादव ने देखा कि साउथ अफ्रीका जिस पिच पे खेल रहे हैं, उन्होंने कहा कि मैं इस पिच पे बैटिंग नहीं करूंगा, तो वो अपने साथ एक मतलब डिफरेंट पिच लेकर आ रहे. वो पिच लेकर आए, उस पे उन्होंने बैटिंग की. एंड it's a funny way of saying that he was batting on a different pitch altogether. He came, he saw a couple of balls, they were bouncing really high, and then he just started playing in the direction the ball was bowled, and he hit 2 big shots, and from there he did not look back. And to me, Suryakumar Yadav is really the most fluent T20 batsman in world cricket at the moment. His rise in the ICC rankings shows that bit, and I think he's also the most important T20 batsman for India right now. And forget the batting, forget the bowling, forget the balance, forget everything else. If India has to win the World Cup, then Surya Kumar Yadav has to play a major hand in that tournament. अब नंबर 4 पे बैटिंग करके क्या वो मेजर हैंड प्ले कर सकते हैं या नहीं, वी डोंट नो. ही इज लाइकिंग द वे ही इज बैटिंग एट नंबर 4. ही सेज कि ज्यादा रिस्क उठाने को मिलता है, which is good. He's found a great space, great mental space, and of course the team obviously wants Virat Kohli to bat at number 3. So there's no alternative to that. So as long as he's enjoying that space, my only concern is, will he get as many opportunities to perform the way he wants at number 4? But like I said, India's World Cup aspirations, forget everything. अगर bowling में एक नाम choose करना हो तो maybe जसप्रीत बुमराह, लेकिन अगर batting में और या overall आपको एक नाम choose करना है सूर्य कुमार यादव. And just to sum up, not only his innings today, but also the year that he's had. Last year आप देखिए, when we went to UAE for the World Cup, Suryakumar Yadav was okay. He was just a part of the batting lineup. ठीक है, because you were dependent on Rahul and Rohit and Virat Kohli. आपकी जो भी hopes थी, आपकी जो भी उम्मीदें थी, इन तीन बड़े नामों से थी, but it didn't work out that way. Going into this World Cup, 12 months later, the biggest name in Indian batting, in Indian T20 batting, is Suryakumar Yadav, and I think that has what has changed in the last 12 months. जो hopes हैं, जो aspirations हैं, आपकी World Cup की सूर्यकुमार यादव पे टिकी हैं.
True. So thank you so much, Chetan, and thank you so much, Akash, for joining with me. It was really fun talking to you, especially, in the last live session, we were talking about the problems with India's bowling, and today we saw a very different show of our bowlers. Also, we were talking about KL Rahul the previous time, and today it was all in all about KL Rahul's 50, then Surya Kumar Yadav. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us, and thank you everyone for joining with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this was our discussion after the match. India won the match by 8 wickets. And for more details, you can follow us on our YouTube page, CricketNext, and you can share your thoughts and comments on the same. Till then, take care and good night.